What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dells, the founder of the Virtual Black Business Crawl, and host tonight as well. We have a phenomenal guest with us tonight who will be coming to us live all the way from New Jersey. Okay, we're gonna have a good time. Hey guys, Live Queens is in the building. I see you, Kari. I see you in the background. Okay, I'm gonna bring her right in though. But we're gonna have an amazing night. This is a young lady who I've personally known for years, and she's just an all-around amazing young lady. I'm going to bring her in, though, so we can get this party started. Okay, hold on. Kari, send the request. There we go. Go.
Hello.
Hey, Kari.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm doing really good.
That's wonderful. Look at your little hair done. I see your little hair did. Okay, I see. I just tried to add some hair. It wasn't working. Yeah, it wasn't working. But it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I told everyone, I kept saying, he's so funny. That's all I could say. He's so funny. You're going to want to be there. Like, it's not even about me. It's about how funny he is.
Yeah, I just got a little bit of sense. That's all. Just a little bit. It's not a lot. Just a little bit. Hopefully I'll get some sense from you tonight. But I'm so happy to have you on the virtual Black Business Crawl IG Live.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I am so excited.
Absolutely. So let me give you guys a little bit about Kari. Well, I guess what I know about her. She is a friend of mine. Okay, so she can't be none of y'all's friends. She's a friend of mine already. Okay, so we've been knowing each other for years. And Kari has always been a beautiful individual inside and out. And it's like we don't talk for a year. We get back on the phone and just kick it again, like we've been talking every day of the week. She's a relationship and lifestyle coach. She is the author of a book called Recreate Your Love. Recreate Your Love. And she also hosts a podcast called Rebuilding Relationships. And that can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and, all your digital outlets, okay? Just all of them. Just put her name in there. It'll come up, all right? She's a mom. She's a wife, okay? And just like I said, she's an all-around sweet, humble, beautiful individual. So y'all put your virtual hands together for Kari Vazquez.
Thank you.
These are actual hands. They're not virtual. But the virtual hand click track, I didn't set that up. So
that's
sorry.
Cool. That's cool.
Next
Thank
time,
you.
I promise.
They could give us hearts. Just a bunch of hearts would be good.
You guys throw some hearts up there. Show some love to our guest tonight. Like I said, we're gonna have a good time. We're going to talk about a little bit about business. We're going to talk a little bit about love and life. Okay? Yes. So you guys stay tuned. Tell your friends. Hit the little button at the bottom, the little arrow points to that way. It may be on mine. It may be that way on your phone. But share it. Let people know we're live. Okay? So let's get into it, Kari.
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do it. So I guess this is how kind of I start these things. I want to dig into who you are. So if you share a little bit about Kari Vazquez, who are you, what you do, what's so special about you, why have you been my friend for so long? Tell us a little bit about you, Kari.
Yes. So I always like to start with, I am a daughter of the King. I am a believer. That's where I start, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't be here today. So
I love it.
I'm there. As you said, I'm a wife. I'm a mom, a grandmom. I am a serial entrepreneur. I realize that, I love creating. So creating, just businesses, and more than that, I love helping people create like the life that they want to live, a life that they love. And I am a podcaster, as you said. I'm an author. As I put in my Instagram the other day, I was bold enough to just put, I am every woman. So
you are though.
and I say that because I think for years I struggled with saying I'm every woman, with having that confidence to say, hey, you know, like God has blessed me with so many things. So that's who I am, you know, but I always say first and foremost, you know, I'm wife and a mom, like that's my number one. But I love my coaching practice. I love coaching people and helping them. And, you know, it feels like almost like a sense of breathing life into people and hope. So I've heard, I think it's like Real Talk Kim, she says she's a hope dealer. I love that, you know. And then I love, like, even what my pastor says, Pastor Darius, he was like, you know, sometimes we feel like we can only be one thing, you know, but he says, no, like you can be this and that. So I love that. But yeah, I mean, I started my business 5 years ago, my coaching business. I was in human resources for 10 years and corporate America for 20. So I had kind of been out there and I just did years of working for someone else and I was really tired of it. And I was really just ready to build my own empire, you know, and build something, and more importantly, build something not just for myself, but something that would provide a legacy, would provide something for my children to hold on to and to continue. So that's a little bit about me.
That's important. That's important. Legacy is important. A lot of people don't realize that. We just grow up and do what we do and go to work and go to school, go to work, get married, have kids, not realizing that legacy is important.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We look at other people who develop legacies and we're like, oh, that's nice. But we don't realize we need to build a legacy as well.
Exactly.
So I can certainly appreciate that. Shout out to Seek Your Truth NYC. She's in the building. I see you, Seek Your Truth. And my man, Grow It Up, he's a Black-owned beard brand.
Nice.
He has products for your beard. So shout out to him. I see him watching. And I think your auntie's online, Kari. Abby Serrano.
Oh yes, that's my aunt. She is
auntie.
She is one of my biggest supporters, let me tell you.
There you go.
Everything I do.
Auntie's gonna show up, okay?
Yes, she does.
Hey, Auntie.
I love her. And I think my cousin was here too. But yeah, they're awesome. My family's amazing. Yeah.
Well, shout out to everybody watching and the individuals that will be watching shortly. So listen, let's talk about business. Let's talk about this lifestyle and relationship coaching that you do. Yes. So Kari, what exactly do coaches do? Share this for the people in the back.
Yes.
That's me. I'm in the back. I'm the people in the back. Yeah, share this with the people for the people in the back. What does a lifestyle and relationship coach do?
So a coach is basically someone who helps you achieve a goal or reach a goal. A coach is someone who helps you to plan it, someone who really just kind of gets you unstuck. So sometimes, you know, we're in life and sometimes we even have the answers, right? And you can talk to a friend, you can talk to someone and realize that, oh, I kind of already knew what to do, but I just needed to talk it out. So a coach is someone, and I always like to use the analogy of sports, right? So if you're a basketball coach, you know, you're not out there playing all the positions or whatever, but you are helping your players achieve, right, what the goal is, and it's to win the game, right? So get the shots and block. And so as a life coach and a relationship coach, I have been helping people win in their relationships. I've been helping them win at life. And that is probably the best way. I'm not a therapist. I always say that because I love therapists. I always want to stay in my lane and give them credit where credit is due. Like therapists do a very hard job, and the difference is that they will really go into your past with you and past traumas and maybe, you know, medical diagnosis, mental illness, and they work from that angle. So I'm very big on really identifying who is the ideal client that needs a coach and is looking for a coach, and then who's that client that is not ready just yet and might need the therapist first. So I always like to clarify the two.
Yeah, there is a difference, but at the same time, coaches, there's some certifications out there, right?
Oh yeah.
That you can get as a coach.
Yes.
You can
So
be a
I'm
master coach.
certified.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm certified. I think that having my degree in human resources really helped because I did coaching every single day on the job. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was constantly dealing with employee relations, and helping the employees out every single
Mm-hmm.
day. So that's what I was doing. So when I transitioned into coaching, I got certified with Master Coach University, awesome program with Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Suey. And yeah, so it was really pretty intense, lots of practice, and yeah, so it was awesome. But yes, not everyone gets certified, but I was certified.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but I did. Okay, if I may pop my own collar. So no, it's interesting because that's good because coaching is not new, but it's something that has continued to grow and continue to build. One of my first clients was a life coach,
Yeah.
and we had a great business relationship, except when she tried to life coach me. I'm like, listen, listen, don't try to life coach me, okay? You
Story of my life.
stay in your lane, okay? Stay in your lane. I probably needed it.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen, don't coach me.
If
Shout
I
out to
can tell
Natasha.
you how many times my family's like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't need you to coach me. But
Right.
then when I don't say anything, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, can you coach me? And I'm like, no, I don't coach
No,
family. No.
exactly, exactly. And then I was like, Natasha, you're gonna want me to you're gonna want to send an invoice to me, and then I'm gonna need 10% off that. So how's this gonna work? So okay, we're
Right.
just gonna stay away from the coaching thing, keep our business. But yeah, that's good, Kari. I think that coaching is a very viable resource for individuals who need it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you have to assess. It's your job to assess whether or not they actually need it,
Right.
because you may encounter someone who is looking for a life coach but really actually needs a therapist.
Right. Right.
Has that ever happened to you? Don't tell
Yeah.
people's business, okay? Don't
No,
tell the
I would
business.
never. Even though I'm not a therapist, I would never. I still do,
Right.
client confidentiality. But I can tell you, yes, no names, no
Mm-hmm.
nothing, is that absolutely. I've had clients that have insisted on coaching. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have gone ahead and coached them. But as sessions go on and time goes on, you really do realize, and I think even that person, how the person wants to just keep going back into their past, into their hurt, into their trauma, which is
Mm-hmm.
very real. Like, I don't minimize that in any way, shape, or form. But I think that that's when they need to come to grips, because sometimes people, like, I don't want a therapist, I don't need a therapist. It could be in their upbringing. I had someone who was like, I did therapy for 20 plus years, didn't help,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't say it to brag, but they were like, one session with you, Kari, and like, I feel like you've given me more than a therapist did in 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
which I was honored. But the point was that the person, unfortunately, like, they just still weren't ready.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes certain things like mental illness is just really runs really deep. And unless that's really, under control, it's hard for some people to just move on. So, like I said, I don't work outside of my skill set,
Right.
and I don't try to, I don't,
Mm-hmm.
but I will help someone. And I continued coaching her, but always refocusing, like, hey, our goal was, she was struggling, in her marriage. And so it was like, no, our goal is to, improve your communication in your marriage. Our
Mm-hmm.
goal is so that you and your husband can stay together. And how can you do that the best way possible? But I'm also someone that says, if someone doesn't want it, you can't
Mm-hmm.
force them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm also like someone, like, I'm like, you need to, like, kind of come to grips with yourself. Is this something that you really want? Don't
Mm-hmm.
try to stay in a marriage just because it looks good,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or because someone says you should, because at the end of the day, you've got to want it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've definitely come in contact with people that, wanted coaching, but just weren't really ready. And then I've had people that I've been able to coach in 1 or 2 sessions. And like I said, they already knew the answers. So they just
Mm-hmm.
needed someone to, like, kind of push them along. So yeah,
That's good. That's good, Kari. Well, let me shout out a few people. Melanated Nails in the building. Black Business Bureau is in the building. That's my new friend. Watch out for a collaboration from us. My man, RC9 Interviews is in the building, who's going to be one of our hosts for the Virtual Black Business Crawl. So yeah, shout out to everybody again who's tuning in. Throw up some hearts, y'all, if you're enjoying our chat. We have a little bit more to go, so stay tuned.
Yes.
Don't log off. All right. This is Kari Vazquez. This is my homegirl. She's a business owner. She is an author. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a relationship coach. So we're gonna keep going. Okay. She's a whole lot of things to a whole lot of people. And I'm grateful to have her on today. So listen, so as I said, coaching has become a very viable. Thank you for the heart, y'all. I see it. It's become a very viable profession these days. What advice would you give? So okay, the reason why I'm asking this question is because it's probably for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I tend to end up in situations where people tell me their business. Mm-hmm. I'm not a therapist. I don't have MSW behind my name. I don't have none of that, LCSW. But people tend to tell me their business. And I just give them the advice that I would want to give myself. Mm-hmm. And so what advice would you give someone who's thinking about maybe doing a life coaching course or becoming a life coach? Yeah. What advice would you give them?
Well, I think that you have kind of that foundational need. I think so many mm-hmm. coaches start with that. They're like, I'm mm-hmm. always giving people advice. I'm always helping people mm-hmm. out. And sometimes I think like you and I, right? I mean, aside from you're just like really cool and laid back and everyone's just wants to talk to you. I mean, it's not everyone wants to help everyone. And I don't mean that like in a negative way, because I used to think like everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to help people like do better and be better and motivate. And, and it took me a while to realize, no, not everybody wants to do that. Right. So I think that if it's something that's stirring within you and you're feeling like, hey, I might want to do this. I think research is key, like, researching and Good. Asking questions about different programs, being cautious, because there's, like you said, coaching has been around for a long time. I think I always see it as it really kind of originated with Tony Robbins, like years ago. But there's a lot of stuff out there for coaching. There's a lot of different certifications, and I'm not knocking the ones that, want to charge $20,000, $10,000 for their course. But I also just caution people to just do their research. So I think, don't think that you have to pay $10,000 for a good certification, because I don't believe that's true. And I think on that note, I would say start small. So start with something that isn't as expensive, invest in something, but you can pay a couple $100 or not even for something that can give you a taste of what it would be like to do coaching. And then if you really enjoy it and you're really getting into it, and then invest some more, once you kind of, and also join different communities. There's so many different, groups, Facebook groups, I'm sure. So yeah.
Well, that's good, because I didn't even realize that there was levels of financial obligation for the coaching. I do know that there's, I'm sure that different training courses or coaching schools have different levels of tuition or fees, but I just didn't know that there was, so that's good. That's good. Because money's important. Money,
So there's the, I know that the International Federation for Coaches, like there's no real governing body right now, but if we're going to talk about who's the governing body, the closest we can kind of get to is the IFC. And IFC basically, they also have a lot of information on their website. I know my program, like you said, different levels. So I did my certification. I've done a few different trainings with them. And then they offer an IFC level certification, which is many coaching hours and additional training. So yeah, there's definitely different levels and different trainings you can take.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. So those of you out there outside of me that that would like to probably look into this, there you go. There's some advice for you. I'm sure if you DM Kari, she'll give you some more information.
Absolutely.
But if it goes more than 5 minutes, she's gonna have to charge you a consultation fee. Okay? Because we don't play them games. We gotta get paid. This is business. Okay? So that's good. I respect that. And I think they have the best person for this job. Because you, like I said, you've always been a very soft-spoken, humble, a knowledgeable person. And I think if you, if you sit in front of somebody to talk to them about their life and their relationships, I think there'll be a lot of success in that. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for making yourself available to do that. So listen, let's talk about this book. Okay, let's talk about this book. Okay, Kari has a book entitled Oh, you see it? You see it right there. You see it. Y'all see it? It's right there. Y'all see it? Okay. It's called Recreating Your Love, and I ordered mine, but did they get here yet? No, I'm lying. I can't even lie on the line.
Look,
I didn't order it yet.
Send you a signed copy, and I know you want to support us, sis.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Drop the address in my DM and like.
This is business, okay? So you need to. No, we don't pay you. So I just didn't order it yet in enough time to get here. So I'm gonna order it, I promise you. But so I didn't read it, but I do know a quote from the book, and it says, "Love your hardest as if it's your last." And is that somebody's favorite quote from their own book?
It's mine.
It's yours. Okay.
It's my favorite. Okay. Love your hardest every day as if it was your last. Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell us more.
Yeah. So the book is really parts of my life in this book. So really like all my business is in there. So if you want to know about my life a little bit deeper, go there. But I look at it also more like a love journal because it is, I give you some parts of me, some parts of my story, my struggles, and how I overcame them. But then there's parts throughout the book that allows the reader to work through their struggles. So like the first chapter is on forgiveness. And I think that forgiveness is foundational to restoring, to recreating a broken relationship or really broken anything, your life being, destroyed or whatever, you're struggling with. So I think forgiveness is really key. It's number one. So I start with that and share how I struggled to forgive. And I think I didn't really think about it for years, until I realized that I had some stuff to work through. And I started to realize how my patterns, like I was in this cycle, and I always described it like a hamster wheel or like a roller coaster, and I'm going up and down in life. And then I'm right back at the beginning and I can't get off. And it's like I'm going in the same. And I was wondering, like, why do I keep repeating the same, insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right?
Yeah.
And I really felt that forgiveness was so foundational for me and that I needed to work through. And it could be things that were really deep. So I was married for 10 years. And my ex-husband and I, we got divorced after 10 years. We had 4 kids together. So had 4 kids, divorced after 10 years. And that right there was a huge disappointment for me. You don't get married with the thought of getting divorced, right? So that was difficult. And it was a difficult divorce. And then my now husband and I, we were high school sweethearts. So we dated 3 years, high school and college. And we reunited after our divorce, after my divorce, and then we got married. Now we had a child together, and our little girl, she's little girl, she's not so little, she's 12 now, but she was born prematurely at 25 weeks. So that was really difficult, and we were married not even a year because I got pregnant right away. So yeah.
We don't play them games.
And let me tell you, so that put a huge strain on our marriage because she was born at 25 weeks. I had to stop working. She was in the hospital for 3 months. And it was like one thing after the other, you know, family members getting sick, my dad having surgery. It was just like one thing after the other, after the other. And I started homeschooling my kids because I felt like I was constantly at appointments with the baby and, you know, all over the place. So I realized that, you know, my marriage was suffering, but so much was going on that it was like I didn't stop to really think and process and get the help that we really needed. So here, like 5 years into our marriage, where I'm so done, right? I'm so over this, you know, all the different issues. But
so wait, this is the first marriage or the second marriage?
The second marriage.
Second marriage, okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, we had so much stress with, you know, with the baby and all this stuff going on. But I carried my baggage, you know, from my first marriage into my second marriage. And then we have a baby and all this stuff is going on and we're just going. So I'm so big now on just taking time out to process, taking time out to really check in with yourself. On my podcast, I talk about all the time, like check in with yourself, process, like, how are you doing today? How did your week go? How are you doing, you know, right now? What are you feeling? Because I think I just went so many years being numb and just going through the motions of being mom, being everything to everyone, but nothing for myself. So yeah, you know, and I think when that happens, and I share this in the book, I had cheated on my husband.
All right, don't give away all the book.
No, I'm not going to give it all, but I'm going to give this because then people want to read this, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so I had cheated on my
husband.
The gossip part.
This is the gossip part.
Yeah.
This is the biggest chapter in the book.
This is why I said I got to share this, you know, but this goes back, and I don't know if it's like this for men, it could be, but I know for women, for me anyway, let me speak for myself. Like, I was so empty. Like, I just felt like I had nothing to give. That the second I had attention or the second I felt like anyone was giving anything to me, I was like, oh my God, finally, you know, someone sees me. And obviously, you know, for me, one of the worst things I could have ever fallen into this sin, but because I don't want to minimize it or eliminate it. Right. It's something that God allowed to happen to then restore us, like, to a different level. You know, my husband forgave me and, you know, we worked through it. And anyway, read the book, right? But the point that I want to make is that until I took the time out to process and like understand what I was feeling and why I did what I did and why I struggled so much, I really wasn't able to move forward. Yeah.
So guys, listen. It's called Recreating Your Love. Okay.
Recreate
Your Love on Amazon. I mean, you are actually recreating it because it is a process.
Yes, you are. Right.
But the end result, when you read the book, the end result is going to be recreated love. Okay?
It is. It's juicy, y'all. It's juicy.
It's juicy, I'm sure. You know what? It's interesting because women, okay, I can't say this across the board, but we all know that's not as common for a woman to cheat as it is for a man.
Not as common for women to speak about it.
Well, that's where I was going. Okay. I said, and then furthermore, it's definitely not as common for a woman to speak about it. Because, you know, you got your little side piece, you keep it, and then it goes away, right? You're not going to tell nobody about it. But we tell somebody, like, we got to tell our boys, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I had this little piece. But women don't do that. So I certainly respect that. You not only said it, but you put it in the book. Okay?
Listen, it's in the book.
But at the end of the day, it's going to help someone recreate their love.
Yeah. So, and you know why I shared it? I'm going to, there's such a specific reason why I shared it. I believe that, and not to say, you know, sometimes people be like, girl, like, you're putting your business out there and blah, 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 you know. And I understand that. For me personally, I don't really care, like, for the people that just want to, you know, either judge or be like, oh, yeah, no, I don't mess with her, you know. That's cool. Like, I'm not for you, right? So I'm totally okay with that. This is for the person that is feeling so much shame for whatever they've done and gone through, and they're in the dark. And let me tell you, when you're in the dark and you're struggling with something, with sin, with whatever you're struggling with, it's not going to go away until it comes out to the light. So I'm not saying that you have to share your business, put everything out there, but until you find that someone, whether it's a coach, whether it's, you know, a best friend, a pastor, whoever it is, until you find that person to bring your struggle out into the light, you're probably going to continue to struggle with that. And even if you don't struggle with it right now, you know, it's coming back. It's coming back for you.
Absolutely. Well, you know, this is some delicious tea. Tea is delicious. Okay. So, you know, it's a shame that we can, you know, take someone's pain or someone's sin or someone's you know, and just kind of revel in it, and you know, like, wow, that's good. I'm going to buy that book because there's gossip in it. But fortunately, at the end of the day, it's going to help somebody.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's and like I said, I didn't read the book yet, but I'm going to, and I'm sure that it'll be a great help to all that read it. Yes. Shout out to Kimberlyn Rich. That was our guest last week. Hey, girl. Candy April's in the building, in the virtual building. Candy April is a makeup artist. She was, I guess, a makeup artist with me in my photography business, and she's also a wig maker. Okay, so y'all are missing stuff like this. If you need a wig made, I'll let April, Candy April. Anyway, so Kari, this is good. I love all that you're doing. It seems like the common denominator with you is rebuilding relationships, creating a better lifestyle for people, you know, and we need more people like that in the world. We need people to do that. Share with us one of your favorite experiences in doing that, and whether it was with family, whether it was with a client. Share with us one of your favorite experiences, if you can, if you remember. I know it's on the spot.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If you can.
My favorite is probably, so I do have a few. Well, I'll say that it could be as simple as, you know, I worked with someone that I coached, and she was just struggling with finding a job. So that was like, that was an easy one. But I think my favorite is the one that I had. So a lot of times I find that the person that comes to me, if it's couples, the person that comes to me is usually the one that is struggling the most in the relationship, right? But sometimes they'll come to me and the other person really is just like trying and doing their best. But anyway, so I had this husband come to me, and he's like, yeah, you know, my wife says I'm not spending enough time with her, but you know, he had his own business, so I coached both of them. And we did coaching for a year, actually. And at that time, I usually do virtual coaching. So whether it's Zoom or phone call, whatever my clients are comfortable with, but they lived close enough that they could just come to my house. So I allowed that. And they had a baby. Actually, the baby just turned a year. So they had been married like 6 years and were having these issues. And I knew like the wife was really, you know, like at a point where she's like, I'm like done. I really don't know if this is going to work. So I always just feel so blessed and honored when I have results where, whether it's people happily stay together and work through it, or, you know, they do their own thing and they're happy with, you know, their results and they've met their goals. I always just feel blessed and honored that God picks me for that person. And that's kind of, you know, but yeah, that's probably my favorite. And because I see this baby all the time, pictures and all this stuff, and I just feel like I had a small piece of it, you know, played a small part.
That's good because, you know, when you're in a situation where you're coaching people or you're helping people out, a therapist or any type of industry where you're helping people out, you definitely want to see results, and you want to see positive results. And so I'm sure all the time when you see that you've you've influenced someone to a positive result, I think it'll put a smile on your face.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like me as a photographer, when I do shoots, whether it's a wedding or a promotional shoot for an artist, and they tell me, Wardell, I really love my pictures. It just makes me smile. So
Yes.
I'm sure. Oh, your little sister's on.
Yeah. My other sister's on here too. Rachel's on here too, I think.
Oh, Rachel. Hey, Rachel. I don't think I've ever met Rachel, but I know Sharon. Yeah. Hi, Sharon. She's like my little sister. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen. Give us a little bit about. We're almost through. I don't want to keep you all night because we could talk all night. But let's talk about your podcast.
Yeah. So my podcast, I celebrate a year next Wednesday. So
okay,
I took a break this quarantine. I'm sure like for many people, I struggled for a little bit when this quarantine whole thing started. And I didn't think I would, and I didn't think I was, right? I thought I was good. But a few weeks, a month in, I was like, ooh, no one's going to work. Everyone's staying in the house. There's like no space to clear your head.
Right. You're right. You're just looking around like, oh, that's the same person I seen yesterday.
Yes.
I just seen you 10 minutes ago.
Yep. Yep. Don't you have somewhere to go?
Right. There's a supermarket. They're letting us in the supermarket.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to pick up some eggs or something.
Go for a
some bread. Yeah, right.
No,
right.
In my family, they were like serious. My girls, they were like, I ain't going nowhere. Like, you trying to catch something? You could go if you want to go. Like, they weren't even playing it. So, but so I did take some time off. But my podcast, I called it Rebuilding Relationships. Because I really believe that, we are relational people. We're created to be in relationship one way or the other with people. And whether it's, marriage, with your children, at work, wherever you are, if you are someone who struggles with relationships and you find yourself just kind of like, I'm struggling with this. And really, I just think it pours into every part of your life. If work ain't right and you're struggling with people there, you're going to bring that home, and then you're stressed out and, you have a headache and you're not feeling well, you're gaining weight. Like, it just really pours into a lot of things.
Okay. So get out of my situation, okay?
Listen. But I think that when you can manage, that, when you can, sometimes it's about rebuilding a relationship, but I think sometimes it's like just rebuilding the relationship with yourself. And sometimes that means letting go of relationships,
Wow.
So it's not just about holding on to stuff, I talk a lot about letting go, moving on, but I share really everything. I share about being more productive. This week, actually, I'll probably be uploading today about, and my title is When Life Pulls the Rug Out from Under You, or when, basically learning to fly when you have everything is kind of pulled out from under you and you're kind of like in the air trying to figure out like, wait, hold up. Like, my life just got flipped upside down or something crazy. You got a diagnosis, you got some bad news and you're thrown off. How do you learn to fly in that moment? And, so yeah, that's what I talk about in the podcast. And, so yeah, I was excited about that episode.
So don't give no more because they need to watch the podcast. Okay. Because that seems like, that podcast seems like it's some good, some good tea in that podcast.
Yes.
But where can they find the podcast at?
iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Spotify.
And they'll just look up what?
They can look up Rebuilding Relationships, and sometimes in the first time you have to put my name too, Kari, Kari, Vazquez, V-A-Z like zebra, Q-U-E-Z, and it'll come up.
So not with an S, it's a V-A-Z. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I had made that mistake, and she graciously flushed me out.
Yes.
That's not how you spell my name. No, she didn't do that. So yeah, guys. So listen, tune into her podcast. You said it's going to be airing when, tomorrow?
It'll be on by tomorrow, yeah.
It'll be on by tomorrow.
Yes.
So go to iTunes, Spotify, just look up Kari Vazquez, Vazquez,
Yes.
okay? And subscribe to it, and make sure you listen to it and shout her out on there as well, because I'm sure it's good. And I'm going to be tuning in tomorrow as well, okay? So shout out to your auntie's still on here.
Yay!
We love Auntie. She is on here. She's holding on.
I love her too. I love you.
Absolutely.
Hi. And my cousin Yvonne.
Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne. Motivating Young Moms is in the building. Hey, guys. Motivating Young Moms. Kari's a young mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a grandmom. You know what? Listen, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I was emphasizing the young.
I wish I felt as young as I look, you know, because woo, this body sure feels like I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. Well, we're not gonna give out ages, okay? But you know. So listen. So we talked about everything you're doing and have done in the past. What is the future for Miss Kari Vazquez with a Z?
With two Z's.
With two Z's.
So there is a lot in the making. So my business 5 years ago started out as Passion, the number 4 Visions. And that was really all about my passion to see people holistically, like whole. And the 4 is for, you know, the mind, spirit, heart, and soul, holistically pursuing, you know, their vision, their desires. So that started 5 years ago, and now I've transitioned my company into Kari and Company, and that is really breaking out into the, so that I'm doing coaching through that, and now I am building a beauty side of things, and that is going to be Latinify Beauty. I'm excited about that because this is a venture. I told you I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? This is a venture that I'm working with my girls in. We're really coming together to create this.
Your daughters?
Yes.
Your daughters. Okay.
Yes, my daughters. Hence the reason I'm back in school. I'm in cosmetology school because so many of the things that we're planning and working towards over the next year requires, and now my daughter is a cosmetologist. She went to school for it also. So we're just really working on that, putting all that together, transformed, you know, our garage and just starting to really work from a beauty perspective. And part of that for me was really not even realizing, but recognizing that when women feel beautiful, right? And when they take care of themselves, when they're loving themselves, when they're self-care, all of those things, you can be a better mom. You could be a better wife. I just think overall, you're a better person when you're feeling good. So that's where I've been transitioning into the lifestyle coaching, and we're really excited about the Latinify Beauty and expanding that. So that is going to be, we're in the process, but over the next few months I'll have that website all up and going and everything. But yeah.
All right, so we're not going to give the people everything, but basically what she's doing, because I'm excited about this, and I'm going to input my opinion, okay, wherever I can, and my assistance with this. But she's going to bring beauty, cosmetology, and put it together with life coaching and all of her knowledge that she's developed over her life into this one business. And it's going to be an actual brick and mortar business. It's not just going to be online. It's going to be a brick and mortar business. So and it's going to be amazing. She talked to me about it before. I'm not going to give you all of the business because we didn't do the copyrights and the licensing yet. So, but just stay tuned. It's, you know, follow her on Instagram, Kari, Kari Vazquez.
Vazquez, VAZQUEZ Co. That's my Instagram.
Follow her on Instagram, follow her on Facebook, and just look out and stay tuned for all that she has in store. It's going to be crazy, y'all. Trust me. I know Kari, and I know she moves in excellence, and she does things with purpose. So you guys stay tuned for Latinify. Okay, I tried to say it. as Spanish as I could with my African American accent, you know. But anyway, that's good, Kari. I'm so glad that we did this today.
Yes, me
you
too.
are amazing, Kari, and I'm glad that I can call you friend.
Thank you. Here.
And I'm looking forward. I'm so looking forward to all that you have in store for you, especially this Latinify. Like I said, I'm going to help out as best as I can because I believe in you.
Thank
you. Yeah, so you guys stay tuned. I see the hearts. I see you guys. Love over hate. 18 is in the building.
Yeah, that's my other cousin, Sandra.
Okay, cousin.
Hello.
I see you, cousin. Kids Fashion 20 is in the building. I see you.
My family's awesome.
Listen. We love family. What are we gonna do without family? We can't do this without family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And listen, no, some people don't have family. I always say this. I say for those of you that don't have family, now you got one here, right? So you just need to like DM us, be like, hey, I'm your new family, because you know, I'm all about connecting with people, and you know, there's some people that don't have that luxury. It's a it's a blessing, you know. Yeah.
So all right, y'all. So basically, for collaborations, speaking engagements, if you want to come to your event, or you just want to give us some feedback on something she's doing, reach out to me because I'm her manager. Okay.
Yes.
No, reach out to. I'm her agent. Okay. But you guys follow her. Your website is
KariCompany.com.
Kari company.
Yes.
COMPANY.com.
Yep.
Okay, it's not it's KariCompany.com.
Spelled out.
So reach out to her on there. Show her some love on her Instagram page, guys. Show her some love on whatever business her serial entrepreneur nature comes up with. Okay, and thank you so much, Kari, for coming on. Listen, guys, we have soon we'll be hosting a gentleman named Steve Strickland from Strictly, what is it called? Strickland Media Group. Strickland Media Group. He's going to be on here. We're going to be talking about all that he does. He's an actor, a host, he's a comedian. He does everything. He's going to be on here. We also, if you enjoyed this IG Live, please share it with your people. If you're watching it now, or if you're watching it as post the live, please share it with people. Hit us in the comment section. Tell us how you enjoyed it. Let Kari know she's a lovely young lady and that you're going to support her. If there's something that you want, some compliments you want to give, or even some feedback, DM us. Hit us in the DM. Okay. The next virtual Black Business Crawl Facebook Live will be Sunday, September 20th at 7 p.m. We're going to be going live from the Cryout Cave in Newark, New Jersey. So make sure you guys tune in, put it on your calendar. We'll be posting the flyers really soon. We are looking for Black businesses to promote, businesses of color to promote. So if you'd like to come on to the live platform, DM us again, okay? And we'll give you the information for that. Or you can just go onto our website, virtualblackbusinesscrawl.com, and register. I do want to shout out some of our other IG hosts, because you guys are not going to see me every week, okay? I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not going to be boring y'all every week, okay? We have Ryan Cook, who's a photographer and journalist from RC Visions. He's going to be one of our hosts. Tori Live, she's an amazing host, poet, and creative from Los Angeles via Jersey, or it's the other way around. She's from Jersey. She's in Los Angeles right now. And then we're going to have one of my favorite people, who is a fashion designer, author, women's motivational speaker, and all-around businesswoman, Ariane Fonseca, who hails all the way from Angola, South Africa. Not South Africa, Angola, Africa. That was two different countries. I put them together. It's Angola, Africa. South Africa is another country. I'm not dumb, okay? Some people think that Africa is, or like Africa is one country. It's not. It's a continent, okay? South Africa is a country on that continent, and so is Angola, okay? I'm not dumb, okay? We also have Ramaya Soto from Dirty Jersey, repping for our Afro-Latino side of the family, okay? We have Dr. Shawnee. She's a chief therapist for Blended and Blessed LLC. She's going to be one of our hosts. Jamaica Massive, okay? Navy Hughes, she's one of the CEO of one of the largest photo booth companies in the United States. She's hailing from Dallas, Texas. She's going to be with us. She's a graphic designer. She does a whole lot of stuff. She's just talented. And then my good friend and sister, Bernae Taylor, who is an actress, author, motivational speaker, talk show host, activist, model. She does everything. She's going to be one of our hosts as well. So y'all stay tuned. We're also going to be linking up with some other Black business professionals as well, doing some collaboration. So listen, stay tuned, guys. If you are, you should be our friend, but if you aren't, hit the what is it? The follow button. Hit the follow button and follow us. Okay, stay tuned. But thank you again, Kari. I'm very grateful to you. I appreciate you. I salute you. All that you're doing for people, and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. And we will talk soon.
Yes, we will.
All right. Big hugs.
All right. Yeah, same to you.
Take care,
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Okay, good night.